Tonight on the show, a singing legend. Just make sure I've got everything ready. Champagne, check. Bouquet of flowers, check. All I need now is just a sprinkling of magic dust. Let's start the show! It's like I've got show business dandruff. It's right, what a show we have for you tonight. We've got a very special visit from the legend that is Dame Shirley Bassey, everybody. Dame Shirley Bassey. Comedian, children's author David Williams is here. Yes. One of Britain's funniest actresses, Catherine Tate, is on our show. Director, writer, star of the IT crowd, Richard Ayoade is here. We've got music from the wonderful Annie Lennox, everybody. Good, isn't it? Good. It's good. Now, Dame Shirley Bassey, such a big star, she's even been asked to launch a ship. Yes, she has. Here she is with the champagne when she thought no one was looking. I kind of guessed, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Shirley is known for her glamorous stage outfits, like this cape, or this cape. Or this cape. Great look for a glamorous woman, less so for a man, I feel. Hey, big spender! Shirley has had so many distinctive hats over the years. She really has. Where did she get all those feathers? Hey, let's take the guests off! Later we'll be music from Annie Lennox. But first, I'm in the Lucky God, it's Richard Ayoade!
Thing. Can you...
I know the way you've got, like, sequin skin underneath there. It's beautiful. Should I help you out?
Please, could you?
There you go, darling. By the way, if you've just tuned in, Dame Shirley Bassey really is here. So I promise, she really is here.
She may have left after your jokes about it.
No! I'll dump that down there. And you want to take your wig off? Thank you very much. I'll put that down there. Oh, look, they're jacking the thing away. There you go. So now, Dame Shirley Bassey really is... She will be here. I promise. Now, clearly, you are a Dame Shirley Bassey fan.
Oh, huge. Well, we all are,
absolutely.
Aren't we?
Richard Ayoade, what is your favourite Dame Shirley Bassey song?
Oh, so many. I was just indexing them before I came out. I really couldn't decide between...
No, I must force you to.
OK. Must you force me?
I must.
OK, all right. I will say, I Want to Hold Your Hand. Which I think she didn't cover, but maybe did Goldfinger.
Goldfinger, yes. Yeah. Yes, so that's a true fan choice. Very good. Well done. Thank you. Yeah, but you really are a fan, Catherine, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, totally.
You've seen her in concert and everything.
I've seen her in concert, yeah.
That's a fan.
Totally, and as she was coming out from the underground car park in her limousine, I was stood there, I was a student, and she was in the car with Joan Collins.
Like a kind of carpool.
They were both dogging in the car park.
Now look, what have I done? What have you done? Shut up! So, listen, we do have a lot to talk about tonight, but we'll start with David Williams, because let's celebrate you for a second. Best-selling children's author, 6 million books sold and counting.
That's just today.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
No, but isn't it like J.K. Rowling then you?
No, there's Jacqueline Wilson.
Oh, who reads those anymore?
A lot of people, very, very popular. A few other people, but yeah, it's been great because they've really taken off.
And this year, suddenly with Christmas coming, there's one for younger readers, The First Hippo on the Moon.
Have you read it?
Not yet, actually.
It's not very long. You could read it now while we wait. Then you can ask me a question.
Is it about a hippo going to the moon?
It is.
Yes, I thought it might be.
It's about the first hippo on the moon.
So is that for kids to read by themselves or to be read too?
Well, you can choose. I'd say sort of 3 upwards, that one.
Okay.
But it's very nice to share. You know, I'm a parent now, and we're all parents, actually, sitting here. Yes. And it's a lovely thing, isn't it, to read to your child. It's a very special thing.
Richard, how old are your children? They're young, they're babies, aren't they?
4.5, and one is nearly 2.
But now, why do I feel Richard Ayoade is not sitting on a small stool beside the bed reading The First Hippo on the Moon?
Oh, right, I thought you just were going to say fertile. It would have been a legitimate concern. Yeah, I mean, we read Crime and Punishment, generally. We're working our way through the Russian classics. Some of them are heavy weather, but it's both our time. That's the way I look at it. It's not just about them. Let's both get something out of this transaction.
No, I like your parenting idea.
Yeah.
But for children who can read, well, not even children, but some 9 up?
8 to 12.
8 to 12. This is your newest novel for them, Awful Auntie. And I know.
Thank you.
Yeah. Woo!
One woo.
No, this is already sold like hotcakes, hasn't it?
Yes, it's very pleasing. It was just nice. I mean, the thing that most parents say to me is that they sometimes, you know, come up to me in the supermarket and they thank you because my son wasn't reading at all and he's picked up your books, and that's quite a special thing. And I can remember the first book that I read myself for pleasure, which was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I think it pretty much stays with you. You know, some people never ever read books, and I think it's because when they were a kid, they weren't given the right one.
But it's like, you know, people talk about, I remember, like, Enid Blyton, like, actually staying up and reading it with a torch. You know, you never did that with Crime and Punishment, did you? You know, you never thought, oh, I can't wait, I must read it all night.
It must be candlelight. That's the other thing I enforce. To make sure it's authentic. We get a kind of gritty feel inside there, some smog.
But the nice thing, I think, about how successful these books are is that you know that it's genuine. You know, your TV fame isn't impressing kids.
Kids don't fake it. I think if they find something boring, they let you know. And I get a lot of letters from kids. I had one recently which said, Dear David, I'm writing to you because you're my second favourite author. My favourite author is J.K. Rowling, but my teacher said she's going to be too busy to reply, so I'm writing to you. Oh, well, fair enough. Anyway, so I knew someone who knew J.K. Rowling. I thought she might amuse her, sent it to her. And she wrote back and said, it reminds me of when I went to school and did the talk, and all the kids were asked to write on a piece of paper what they thought of the talk afterwards. And one of the girls just wrote, she needs to brush her hair. Brush her all at your school. No, she needs to brush her hair.
But kids are actually... I don't know, did you send us this letter, or is it online?
I think it's something I put on Twitter.
Oh, did you put it on Twitter?
My Twitter, yeah, I'm on Twitter.
This letter. Dear David Williams, I love your books, but I got one book wasn't very good. The name of the book was Billionaire Boy. It just wasn't that funny. I didn't really think it was that good, but I love your other books, like Gangster Granny and Demon Densons. I'm getting more of your books. Back to Billionaire Boy. I didn't really think it was funny or that interesting. Thank you. Sincerely, Molly. Ajax.
Slags off Billionaire Boy. It says a couple of nice things, but you know, let's get back to Billionaire Boy. This is the point of the letter. It's not good.
But children, they are very honest, and we've got letters from children we collected on various websites, and we picked out a few. So, dear Mom, thank you so much for being my mom. If I had a different mom, I would punch her in the face. And go find you. That would make you cry, wouldn't it? You'd come downstairs and you'd cry. You really would. But sometimes when children write, there are difficulties with the spelling. For instance, here's one about a nice teacher they have. Here we go. This is... I like Mrs. Edwards. She is my teacher. I like when she does meth with us. But sometimes the spelling is so off, you're not really sure of the meaning. Here's another letter. Dear Ms. Karen, I'm sorry that you feel off your dick. I hope you feel better. We'll never know what really happened.
What could it be?
Well, we were thinking
I think it was a very high dick.
We think maybe, was it bike, with the D in the bike?
Oh, yeah, you fell off.
Here's a nice story from a girl who's very, very impressed by her father's abilities in the kitchen. But sadly, she's got a little wrong, where she goes, my dad is the best cock ever. Mind you, she hasn't helped things with the picture she's drawn. Talking of children, ladies and gentlemen, what child in the land will not want to go to see Catherine Tate's new film? We're on to you now, yes. Christmas film, Nativity 3. Nativity 3, what's the title?
Dude, where's my donkey?
Thank you very much. Full title.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, it's out on the 14th of November, and in this, you are the love interest. Everyone wants a piece of you.
Totally, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
It's kind of it's a love triangle, but for children.
Yeah, I mean, it's... Yeah,
I haven't sold that very well. You go.
It's really... It's yeah, no, that would put people taking their children off. No, it's really... It's like... They're like a franchise of films, these films, aren't they? They keep coming out.
Well, there's been 3. I know that.
And it's based around a school. Martin Clunes' character in it, he comes in to be the new teacher. He gets kicked in the head by the donkey and loses his memory. OK, this is a Christmas film. And he's supposed to be marrying me in New York, but he can't remember. He can't remember his little girl who wants me as her new mummy.
Of course.
Of course. Because her mummy died, and that's sad. But it's OK, because it's Christmas.
Crime and Punishment seems quite light going.
Does that death anything to do with the donkey?
No. Then they adopted 2 and they died. And so, yes, he forgets me, but I was engaged to someone else, played by Adam Garcia, who's a flash mob guru, and...
Could you write this down for us, please, and maybe give us all a sheet to live with? It's very involved.
It's a good family Christmas film.
I will be going to see it.
Thank you.
It will be quicker to just see the film.
Listen, we've got a clip. This is near the beginning of the film. It's you're in New York, and I think your best friend has just arrived.
Yes.
This is before the wedding goes a bit wrong.
Yeah.
I'm here in New York for my wedding!
Miss Ford, there's a bouquet for you here.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, how?
He's so sweet. I'm so sorry to make you so grumpy, but look what you did. Dear Sophie Lovin. From Bradley. It's not from Jeremy.
Oh, so he's here?
No, but he's coming. And he is going to give me a present of a flash mob.
A flash mob for the wedding. It's going to be the best wedding ever!
Catherine Tate's theatrical roots, of course, go back to Nativity play. Was that your first...
It was my first appearance in a nativity play when I was 4. Obviously, as we were all in nativity plays, I'm sure.
I was bumped at the last minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I didn't get a very good part. Well, I didn't get any part. And I guess, I don't know if my mum was a bit pushy or just wanted to encourage me, because I was a little girl with glasses, ginger hair, you know.
Yes.
And I used to wet myself as well. Quite a lot. I did.
Did you mean to?
Do you know what it was? I completely remember when
I used to wet myself.
Yeah. I used to sit there in Story Corner and we were having a book read to us, and I remember thinking, oh, it would be really embarrassing if I asked to go to the loo. Not thinking how embarrassing it would be once I wet myself. And say, I've wet myself. And then they go, Miss, Catherine's wet herself again. But yeah, I used to wet myself. It's so much so that the teachers used to have spare pants to draw for me. This is in sixth form. So I didn't get a good part because I was terribly shy.
I can imagine, yes.
I can't even say can I go to
It's like a therapy session now.
No, it is.
I like it. Go. So your mother shows up.
So I came back and said, I haven't got a very good part in the nativity. And my mum said, well, does Sister Dorothy know that you can do an impression of Gary Glitter?
Different times, everyone. Different times.
It was a different time. And so I said, so my mum said, you must go and say what you can do. And I said to Sister Mary Dorothy, I I have to tell you that I can do an impression of Gary Glitter, and that my mum said when the three kings arrive, I could turn up as well as the king of glam rock. And the teacher was kind of going, well, I don't think there's much room in the nativity for Gary Glitter to show up. And I said, look, it's the birth of our Lord. Don't you think Mary and Joseph would have had a party? And to her credit, at the nativity, they stopped the nativity show and said, ladies and gentlemen, the cabaret's arrived. And there's people with tea towels on their head, you know, with a little baby. And I come in and go, come on, come on. And that's where it all began. And then, of course, I wet myself.
Come on. Oh.
Come on.
Now, listen, everyone, if you like Richard Ayoade, and who doesn't like Richard Ayoade, then... No, stop.
I was genuinely asking you.
Then, ladies and gentlemen, you will probably love Ayoade on Ayoade, a book by Richard Ayoade exploring the work of Richard Ayoade. Is that correct, Richard Ayoade? It is. How do you describe this book to people?
Well, you know, it is a joke. The fact that it is so... I labour that joke.
No, it is very funny. It is very funny.
It's, we've got our first quote. It's not meant to be a serious interview with myself. The idea is, I thought it would be funny that I could be treated with the same reverence as kind of great directors who are interviewed at the end of their careers, like Orson Welles or Scorsese, and you get these huge interview books asking them about the craft. And I thought it would be funny, the idea of me being asked, not knowing anything, having no real great achievements, trying to sort of talk about my legacy now, seemed a funny idea to me.
But have some people bought this thinking it's going to be an autobiography, kind of, you know, Richard Ayoade's a small boy and...
No one as yet has bought it.
It is out now. It is out now. It is possible to buy it.
A lot of people have said they might.
There's been a lot of interest.
Which for me is as good as an actual purchase. Yeah.
But so, to explain it, what's the best... could you read a bit out or something?
I could read, yes.
Is that a good idea?
Well, essentially, it's a bunch of jokes themed around film. That could be a description of it. I can read some.
OK, read a bit out, and we'll get a flavour.
Also, OK, so in it, I interview myself throughout the book. And it's, you know, there's some dramatic scenes. There's a speedboat chase at some stage. And in this, the interviewer version of me, the you of me,
yes,
if, as it were, asks this question. So I'll do a slightly lower voice for me, less nasal. I'll back it off.
Do you feel your work is easy to label?
That's good.
Thank you. Yeah. Not at all. That's why people try to label it. They can't pin it down, so they want to put a label on it. I think people who label should themselves be labelled. They should be labelled as labellers with a little label. And then someone should put a pin in them. I don't like being labelled or pinned. I won't allow it. Do you like being labelled? I don't think so. Do you want to put a label on this? Ayoade leans over and gently kisses me on the cheek. Our eyes meet. The kiss becomes full, mouth-based, probing and deep. We end up making love. When I wake up, Ayoade is gone. I have wet myself. That didn't happen.
Sort of did.
Well, the book's a love story with myself.
But is it weird being on a chapter like this, selling the book? Because one of the things in the book is how kind of silly interviews are.
Yes, I'm not a brilliant salesperson of anything to do with me, which is a suboptimal position to put both of us in currently. And I must apologise. I mean, really, primarily to you.
Interviews are weird. Like, David, what are the questions that make you roll your eyes the most, that you kind of know that you're going to be asked? And you think,
well, for the last year, it was mainly questions about Simon Cowell's baby, and I became a sort of spokesperson for Simon Cowell's baby. And it was kind of boring.
What do they want to know about Simon Cowell's baby?
They basically, the question I got asked was, have you given him any parenting tips? And that's all I basically got asked for about a year.
And did you have an answer?
I just told him, look, you're going to have to change Louis Walsh's nappies one day. You might as well change your baby's.
Listen, I hope everyone's got some very good questions now, because my next guest, David, your life is about to become complete. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the actual Dame Shirley Bassey. How nice to see you!
How lovely to see you. I haven't seen you forever.
Now, David's been talking about how much he loves you.
Oh, yes.
Oh, and I love him, but he's married. But we've been in love forever.
Well, I've been in love with you
then
since...
he got married. And
That was cruel.
it's very cruel.
But now,
I
because
didn't know you were available.
When you kissed me, you didn't know.
But we weren't sure.
Get a room.
But now we weren't sure whether to mention rock profiles that David and Matt did. We didn't know whether you'd like that or not. Here's Shirley. Well, their version of Shirley. There she is. And are you Tom Jones?
I'm Tom Jones.
He doesn't have the range.
It was a wonderful documentary on you. It was in the 90s, which was, it was a time you were working the propeller heads, and it showed you Monte Carlo, and we watched that documentary, and it's one of the things you say. You say, have you heard Tina sing Goldeneye? And you say, she doesn't have the range.
You said it.
You said it first.
Oh, that's a lie. I love you, Tina. You're not doing it at... no, you're not, are you?
Not at the moment.
Not at the Royal Variety Show. I'm going to miss you.
I'm really sorry, because I would absolutely love to be on stage with you at the Royal Variety, but I've got to be in Norfolk. I'm in Norfolk filming, and they won't let me. If you sent a private jet or something, maybe I could do it.
I could, but his wife told him no.
That bitch. So you're doing the Royal Variety, but you're doing Strictly Come Dancing up in Blackpool, which seems unlikely.
Yes, I haven't been there for 25 years, I think.
Yes, I was very surprised to hear you'd agreed to go again, but... did they tell you it was Blackpool? They just say Strictly Come Dancing.
Yes.
And what are you giving them?
Well, because it's 50 years of Goldfinger...
Goldfinger. It's Richard's favourite Shirley Bassey song.
Really?
It's a heck of an endorsement. It may now be a hit.
After 50 years.
I was on a radio show recently, and Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin was on it. And I don't know if you know this, but he was a session musician in Abbey Road when you did... Did you know this?
Yes.
When you did Goldfinger. And he was confirming that kind of story we've all heard about that big, long last note.
Oh, gosh. I thought I would pass out.
He said you did. He said you were a bit of a...
Well, we did have to stop because I was blue in the face. And John Barry... Because I was singing to the credits, you know, the opening credits of the Bond film of Goldfinger, and with this note, and the credits weren't finished. Hold on, and I couldn't. What I was doing wrong was I was singing, he loves gold. I tried to do it all in one. So quick thinking, I thought, I'll do, he loves, take a breath, gold.
Enough past stories and future things. We must talk about the new album, Hello Like Before. And this is, it says that it's your favourite songs. And I noticed that Goldfinger is on there.
Well, it's songs that I've always wanted to do the moment I heard them, and I was never allowed to do because, you know, always the record company said, no, that is not you, that is not you. So finally, Sony said, would you like to do another album? And I said, only if I can do the songs that I want to do, you know. And they gave me carte blanche, and I just hope everybody will love my choice.
There's something like MacArthur Park's on there.
And Sting's, I'm an alien in New York.
Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And, of course, on the diamond theme, you do Diamonds Are Girls' Best Friends.
With Paloma Faith.
And, in fact, they've sent us a little clip. This is you and Paloma in the studio. It sounds like you look like you're getting on.
Tiffany!
If somebody had told me 10 years ago that I'd be working with Shirley Bassey, I wouldn't believe it. It's going to be a story that I'll probably tell my children and my grandchildren. I'm so proud.
I don't need rhinestones, but diamonds are a girl's best friend.
I know you're a big Sondheim fan. You do, is it I'm Still Here you do on this album?
Yes,
I'm Still Here.
yes.
Well, someone else on the couch will be performing Sondheim very soon.
Hello.
Oh, really? Oh, yes, I read about that. Have you started rehearsing?
We have, yeah, and I've never sung on stage before. So I thought it would be a good idea to start with Sondheim because I heard that Sondheim writes for actors and, you know, it's not the kind of glitzy Broadway, ha-ha, kind of thing. It's quite difficult, isn't it? And it's called Assassins, and it's about the 9 people who tried to assassinate, successfully or not successfully, various presidents of the United States. And I'm playing a lady called Sarah Jane Moore, who tried to assassinate Gerald Ford. And my song in the show is a 4-part harmony a cappella.
Yes! That is difficult.
You know you're in trouble when Dame Shirley Bassey's going, ooh.
I take my hat off to you.
I'm kind of holding on to the idea that I hear Sondheim doesn't particularly like a particularly polished sound, in which case he's going to love me. Because I think it's all from the character, isn't it, with Sondheim, and it's all...
And this is at the, don't you say it's at the Chocolate Factory from...
It's at the Chocolate Factory from the 21st of November.
But, David, you sing.
No, I can't sing.
But I thought Moonraker, you sing Moonraker, don't you?
Well, to myself.
You know all the lyrics to Moonraker.
Well, I know some of the lyrics. Where are you? Why do you hide? Is it the moonlight trail that leads to your side? And the moonraker knows.
If you want to hear Dame Shirley singing, the album is out the 7th of November, and so good luck with the album and Strictly and the Royal Variety.
Yes.
But now
That
for
was
our
great.
musical performance
No,
tonight. We go from one singing legend to another. This lady has won more Brit Awards than any other female artist and sold almost 90 million albums worldwide, performing God Bless the Child. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Annie Lennox.
Them that's got shall gain, them that's not shall lose. So the Bible said, and it still is news. Oh, Mama may have, and Papa may have, but God bless the child. Oh, it's got his own. Yes, the strong get small while the weak ones fade. Empty pockets don't ever make the great. Oh, Mama may have, and Papa may have, but God bless the child. It's got his own. Yeah, yeah. congratulations give across the bread and such. You can help yourself, but don't take too much. Oh, Mama Bear, and Mama Bear, and God bless the child. Money can't buy it, baby. Sex can't buy it, baby. Drugs can't buy it. Oh, no, 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 no. Money can't buy it, baby. Oh, no. God bless, God bless, God bless the child that's got his own. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, one is absolutely stunning, absolutely beautiful. How gorgeous was that? And what a treat. Thank you very much. And it's off the new album, Nostalgia. And that, in a sort of similar way to James Shirley's album.
Yes!
Yes.
Isn't that funny? We've both got albums out, coming out at the same time, I think, right?
That's why we're here.
I know.
And I thought they liked me.
We love you. We do.
No, but
We love you.
But you've gone back and you've found these songs that you know you've never recorded before, and you've never.
That's right.
You haven't really sung these songs.
Never, never, no. This is a particular jazz genre from the great classic American songbook. Shirley
That
would be
is
so
weird.
familiar
That's
with that,
wonderful, yeah.
And it was just something that I never thought I'd ever do. But you understand this. It's nice having us like... She understands very well. Yeah, very well what it is. Yes. You know this experience of singing and what that is and our love of music. It's really the thing that motivates you always. And my 60th birthday is coming up in December. Please don't...
No.
Don't stop it. It's tough, but, you know, at least I've made it through the decades. You're here to tell the tale.
Yes, cheers, yes.
Cheers. I'll cheer with my water here. So. And I just thought, why not? Because after all, the recorded voice is a magical thing. You know, that I was listening to these albums with some of the original recordings, you know, with Hoagie Carmichael and Ella Fitzgerald, and I was really becoming familiar with these wonderful, wonderful artists. And I could hear their voice on recorded music. It's still such a magical thing that you kind of hear music, and years down the line, there it is. It was that one moment when they were there in the studio, and it's there for everybody, for time immemorial. So I just wanted to do it because, for the love of it.
It's beautiful,
Thank you.
and this album is stunning,
Thank you so
absolutely
much.
stunning.
Thank you.
Congratulations
Appreciate
on it, and
that.
now that performance was absolutely beautiful. Annie Lennox.
Yeah.
Just before we go, time for a visit to the red chair. So who have we got up? Hello.
Hello.
Hi, who are you?
Susan.
Susan. Hello, Susan. Where are you from, Susan?
I just moved to London from Virginia.
Did you move here for love or for a job?
With
or...
my love, my husband.
Oh, right, right. Is he British?
No, I'm actually British. I got my citizenship last year through my mom.
Oh, well done you. Who knew? Susan, she's British.
She doesn't have a British accent.
Susan, welcome to our shores. So, off you go with the story, Susan.
Okay. I was working as a detox therapist, and I was massaging my clients' feet with essential oils.
Oh, can I just say, you found the right sofa for this. Everyone's delighted with this story.
One of her feet had quite a bit of hair on the top of it.
Oh,
And she told me that she had an injury and had to get a skin graft. So they took the skin graft from her pubic area. The skin started growing back pubic hair on top of her.
Wow.
She was telling me this very nonchalantly. Oh, now my friends call me Pussyfoot. Ha, ha, ha.
Very good.
But I wasn't laughing, because if I'm going to be massaging someone's pubic hair, I want the choice. I don't want it sprung on me, like, out of the blue as some surprise. So I didn't find it very funny.
You ended it badly, but it was a very good...
I think if you are a massage therapist, you massage someone's pussy, whether it's on their foot or not.
So you say flip?
I meant massage someone's foot, not what I said. She said pussyfoot. I meant...
Who's it? Hello, sir.
G'day.
Oh, lovely.
Australian.
It is interesting how no one who actually is from here wants to do this.
They know. The show.
Yeah, it's like, let's go towards getting your green card. Work experience, I did the red chair on Red Norton. Do we pay them? I don't think we do. What's your name, sir?
Simon.
Where are you from?
Sydney.
And do you live here now?
I do.
Do you work here now?
Yes, I'm a lawyer.
Oh, wow.
He works in a bar.
Yeah.
Lawyer.
Yeah.
Lawyer in Australia.
He's like, I'm at the bar. Okay, you're a lawyer. Off you go with your story.
Okay, so I used to be in the Navy, and about 14 years ago...
Like it already?
14 years ago, I was driving a ship through the South China Sea.
Can I stop you there?
Piloting
Yeah,
again.
were you really in the Navy? I was motoring my ship through... Okay, we'll believe you. Off you go.
Okay, so we're in the South China Sea, and the lookout calls over and said, there's something in the water about 100 yards off the port beam. So we go out and have a look, and Dad said, as real as I'm sitting here now, there was a mermaid in the water.
No one likes a liar.
That was going to be a really lame joke, wasn't it?
Maybe he was just saying he wasn't really sitting there. Maybe he's flipping reality. Maybe we're in the Matrix. You just flip them off.
Okay, one more. Let's see if this person is sane. Hello.
Hi.
I have my doubts. What's your name?
Nina.
Sorry?
Nina.
Nina?
Yes.
Like an ambulance. Very good. And where are you from, Nina?
Manchester.
Manchester! Yeah! Finally!
UKIP rally, what's going on?
Finally, a decent British person.
Yeah! In our red chair, telling British stories to British people.
Getting off in a red chair by an Irishman. The way this country's been run for years.
Nina, sorry to hold you. Now, off you go with this story.
Okay, when I was 20, I moved to Spain, and I was really keen on learning the lingo. Obviously, the first word...
Language, as you call it.
Sorry. My colleagues started to give me words of the day. So one day, my word of the day was chicken. So we go to the supermarket. I'm very confident in ordering chicken. I give my order to the butcher. Everyone starts to laugh around me, and I'm like, why are you laughing? My friend next to me is rolling around on the floor laughing, and he told me I'd got the word chicken confused with the word penis.
I can only apologise. Should we try one more? I feel like there's gold out there, but we haven't had it yet. Okay, let's try one more. Come on. Hello, sir.
Hi.
Okay, the hopes of a nation are on you. What's your name?
My name's Paul.
Paul?
Yes.
And where are you from?
I'm from Colchester in Essex.
Colchester in Essex. And what do you do there?
Well, I don't work in Colchester, I work in Chelmsford, but I work in retail fashion.
God is in the detail.
I'll tell you where he is from. It's the bridge of the Starship Enterprise. That's where he's from.
And actually, he does have that sort of William Shatner thing going on. You look lovely. Off you go with this story.
I was working on what was a fairly short construction job at the local zoo. And...
Stop it!
Jean-Luc Picard is talking.
On a fairly hazy morning, I was holding up steel, which I didn't manage to keep hold of, and it slipped from my fingers. And as it did, it went across the road that was into the ring-tailed lemur enclosure, but actually snapped through the electric fence and jammed me in the corner of the... In the corner of the pit that I was working in, and actually the electric fence was on quite high, and where I'd got jammed, it actually come up between my legs, and I'd actually got electric shock for a couple of minutes before I could actually move, whereby all the ring-tailed lemurs had actually decided to escape.
That's quite a good story. Off you go, quickly. Go. All right. Well done, everyone. If you have joined us on the show and have a go on the red show, you can log on to my website at this very address. That is it for tonight. Please say thank you to my guests tonight. Annie Lennox, everybody. Richard Iodi. Catherine Tate. David Williams. And Dame Shirley Bassey. And if we're not here next week, it's Children in Need. So join me in 2 weeks' time with pop star Ollie Murs, actor Jason Bateman, the mighty Dame Judi Dench, and the one and only Jennifer Aniston. I'll see you then. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Prodigal brother returns and secrets rip a family apart. The Secrets concludes next here on BBC One, while over on BBC Three, there's over an hour's worth of Family Guy.